welcome back. Hi, I'm Valerie Turner with Valerie Turner Tarot. I'm so excited that you're here today. This is going to be so much fun. We are going to take this pile of zodiac signs and we're going to see who we are working with today. Read the energies between these two people. So we have one, and the other is going to be that one. Now, I'm going to bring these around. And this is the feminine side. And this is the masculine side. This is Prince. So we're just going to keep them equal. And on the feminine side, we have Aries. Yeah, we'll put this up here. And on the masculine side, we have Scorpio. So what we're going to do is we're going to read the energies between Aries and Scorpio and see where these two people are right here and now. So let's get some tarot. Let's get 2 cards for each side, starting with the Divine Feminine. You can pull them out like that. So, and 2 sides for the masculine. Now we're going to take a look at my own set of cards and let's see what this relationship needs help with. What's casting over a shadow on this relationship? This is for the masculine side. We need a soul card. And we need a card of hope. What is the hope for what each person in this reading needs in order for this relationship to work? Okay, so let's sort this out and let's talk about the energies between Aries on the feminine side and Scorpio on the divine masculine side. Okay, so let's get right into this reading so we can talk about all the energies that are going on. So we have a divine feminine, which is an Aries, and a divine masculine, which is a Scorpio. And so how this relationship started with the 8 of Wands reversed, the relationship came in really quick and swift. There was a lot of passion. There was a lot of intense feeling in this 8 of Wands reversed. On the feminine side, what happened is there became a little bit of a reversal of feelings, a little bit of pulling back. And we're going to find out exactly why that is here in a minute. But, you know, the feminine just felt like maybe the timing isn't right. Something's going on here where she had to pull back. And then we have the temperance reversed. And as the feminine was pulling back, there had to be a time of some self-evaluation. And really, okay, I'm at a time in my life where, you know, I want to maybe achieve something that's important. Now, this could be like, I want to eventually get married. You know, I want to eventually have children. Or I want to eventually go after a certain job. You know, I've been stuck in a path for so long, I sort of feel like I've, you know, lost myself. And this is a feminine that felt like they needed to find out what was deeply important to them. So a lot of self-evaluation going on here. With the divine masculine, these are 2 really strong cards back to back. what I'm getting from here is with the Scorpio, you know, Scorpios have so much passion and a little bit of aggression in love that when you have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups, it's almost just overwhelming. I mean, I'm seeing now with this divine feminine needing to pull back that what was happening was there was too much sexual energy. And there was also a little bit of obsessiveness and a little bit where this divine masculine made it a little bit more about himself because there was just so much cup energy, so much emotion here. And this is how this relationship started. They both could see, you know, and Aries can be very passionate and they can come in quick, you know, but it was just too much, too quickly, and the feminine had other things that she really wanted to accomplish, and this masculine really wasn't able to budge in that area. Like I said, things that are very important to this feminine, and the masculine would sort of brush off these ideas or be slow to react to, you know, I want this or I want that. It's almost like this person came along, the feminine to the masculine, and their feelings became less and less important to the masculine. So things that casted a shadow on this relationship, on the masculine side, it says daydreamer. I get nothing accomplished and I'm swallowed up in neglect. So what this tells me is that the divine masculine really had so much thought and energy, you know, circling around, putting that into the feminine. But the energy was so intense, it was just too much. It was obsessive. And the feminine started to realize this obsessive and this self-indulgent energy coming from the masculine. I'm never going to be the person I want to be or do or get married or have kids or I have these dreams. She could just see this probably was not going to happen. And with the shadow that's casting down on the relationship on the feminine side, indecisive. I feel certain, but right before I act on it, I second guess myself. That goes right along with how she was feeling because, you know, she's indecisive. Well, you know, this Scorpio is very passionate. I mean, look at the amount of love with the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups coming from this Scorpio side. Oh, I can stay in this relationship a little bit longer. He's going to change his mind about getting married, or he's going to change his mind about, you know, making this more of a committed relationship. And she's been indecisive, just going back and forth. And that can also be an Aries trait. Really fully committing to a decision is very hard for an Aries person. So, the positives on what we can see here to help bring the Scorpio male and the Aries female together. On the masculine side, blanket of air. So what can happen on the masculine side if the masculine chooses to change and evolve into this person is a sense of love and security and protection. Now, this is within a Scorpio. This sounds very much like a Scorpio and a water sign. As long as he can back it up, and not overly consume this energy that's over the top onto the feminine. What I'm feeling is that when the masculine met the feminine, you know, he was so unsatisfied with, you know, himself. And, you know, and here you come along, this Aries, beautiful woman. And the Scorpio had these beliefs and didn't know what to do with these beliefs. And here's this feminine that comes along, and she turns these beliefs into thoughts, and these thoughts into actions. And the actions that were produced were magnificent for this masculine, for work, for his ambitions and his passions. But it never came to fruition as far as what her deep personal values were and what she really wanted, you know? She helped create so many solutions in this masculine's life, but that was not reciprocated to the feminine in the same manner. On the feminine side, starlight. So what this is saying as far as the feminine and how she can come back into this relationship as far as her energy is she needs to take a very solid, hard look at herself, and she needs to make a decision. That's the big takeaway from the Aries divine feminine side today, is take a deep look at who is inside of this Aries woman and be proud of the values that you want to stay strong to. And the main thing also is no regrets. You don't want to end up to be in your 40s and think, this whole time I wanted to have kids, but though I stuck around for 10 years with somebody that did not invest like they should have in me. And it's just a negative coping mechanism that's in this other person to be so overly obsessive in certain ways that just didn't work well with the feminine. But the feminine has to really take a hard look and let go of the relationship if it ends up to be that way, in order for her to achieve who she deeply wants to be inside. What is it that this feminine absolutely needs in order to make the remainder of her life valuable? So that at the end, you have no regrets. That's the decision that the feminine needs to make. Okay, so the soul card today is create space. And what this is it is a soul message, and it's for the person listening to this reading. Okay? So create space. Make room for your dreams. This completely goes along with everything we've talked about the feminine. Make room for your dreams. Create a space for new desires by learning how to be happy right now. And that's the key, the right now. This is the time. It's a pivotal moment to make a change if needed in order for the rest of your life to be everything you ever wanted it to be. We all want certain things in our life to change, and it is up to each of us to do something about it. If you apply action from a positive place, in a position where you truly want to change, you will create evidence and manifest these changes. Once you notice something you would like to change, take a breath and say thank you, recognizing what you want to change, bringing you more clarity on what you would like to be in life. Your job is to create the space for your dreams and desires and to fill all this up with yourself. Do this and you will begin to receive direction and wisdom. So that is a wonderful message that goes right along with taking a self-evaluation on the divine feminine side. Don't stop believing in yourself, and write down everything it is that you need in your life in order to make you feel happy later in life. Be proud of who you are and don't have any regrets, and really take a self-evaluation on the very essential pieces of life in itself that you need in order to create the value that you're going to feel later in life. let's take a look at some letters and see if we have any initials that might resonate. So we have Z, O, Q, D, V. What I'm really getting from this, and it doesn't spell it at all, but I'm getting that the listener needs to think of everything they ever wanted to do, but never felt it was possible. And you have this wild side that you really never have tapped into. It's really there. And it takes some time to bring that person out. But your wildest dreams, things that you thought, oh, I can never do that. That's just not me. Investigate it. Go and research it. Look into it. Because it is. It is within your reach. And you can be very indecisive. Oh, I can do it. Maybe I can. Maybe I can't. You can do it. You do feel certain, but right before you act on it, you second guess yourself. Okay? You have to change that. And you not only have to change it for maybe the possibility of this relationship coming back together, but you have to change it for the importance of your soul person who's within you deep inside. I mean, this is a life lesson. This is a personal life lesson for you to move forward on your own as far as self-love, separate from this relationship. I'm also getting, take ownership of who you are. If you are somebody who is just really loud and it annoys people, oh well. Take ownership of, oh, I'm somebody that is very emotional. I show my emotions on my sleeve. I tell people exactly how I feel and I overshare. Oh well. That's great. Take ownership in who you truly are. If the masculine could say something to the feminine, and the feminine could say something to the masculine, here are two cards of messages. So this is going to be for the masculine, this is going to be for the feminine. I'm going to close out the reading on this. The feminine would say to the masculine, if you think for 1 minute the idea of waking up every single day knowing that I'm not going to hear from you or see you is easy, you are hugely mistaken. So she knows that this is going to be a very difficult journey forward. But taking the action that we talked about is going to benefit this feminine in the long run. The masculine's message to the feminine, I knew I was doomed from the moment our eyes met. You can see intense energy coming from this Scorpio side. I knew I was doomed from the moment our eyes met. With each stare, I felt weaker, holding less and less power up against your tender heart. So beautiful. So much work to do between the two of these people. I honestly think that once the feminine makes this decision to go after everything she's ever dreamed of, then the world is her possibility, and anything is possible. Absolutely anything. Thank you so much. I loved reading this. It was a privilege to accept these energies and these messages and pass them along. Thank you so much for the Aries Scorpio reading today. Thank you. Thanks.